The Lost and Found. A story based on Luke chapter 15.
Please subscribe, like, and share.
In the bustling town of Bethsaida, many gathered to listen as Jesus spoke. Among them were tax collectors and those considered sinners, longing for hope. On the outskirts of the crowd, Pharisees and teachers of the law whispered among themselves.
"This man welcomes sinners and even eats with them."
One scoffed. Hearing their murmuring, Jesus smiled and began to tell a story. There was once a shepherd with 100 sheep, Jesus said, his eyes scanning the crowd. One day, he counted and found one was missing. Though he had 99 safe in the field, he left them and searched tirelessly for the lost one. Through hills and valleys, over rocks and thorns, he searched, until finally he heard a faint bleat in the distance. Lifting the trembling sheep onto his shoulders, he carried it home with great joy. He called his friends and neighbors, saying,
"Celebrate with me. I have found my lost sheep."
Likewise, there is more rejoicing in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 who do not need repentance. The people listened intently, and Jesus continued. There was a woman who had 10 silver coins, Jesus said. One day, she realized one was missing. She lit a lamp and swept every corner of her house, searching diligently until she found it. Overjoyed, she called her friends and neighbors, saying,
"Rejoice with me, I have found the coin I lost."
In the same way, the angels of God rejoice over one sinner who turns back to him. Jesus looked at the crowd and began his third story. There was a father with 2 sons. The younger son grew restless and said,
"Father, give me my share of the inheritance."
Though it pained the father, he divided his wealth, and the younger son set off for a distant country. There, he wasted his fortune on reckless living. Soon, a great famine struck, and he had nothing left. In desperation, he found work feeding pigs, so hungry that he longed to eat the pods the pigs ate. Then he came to his senses.
"Even my father's servants have food to spare,"
he thought.
"I will return home and say, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me one of your servants.'"
So he began the journey home. While he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion. Running to his son, he threw his arms around him and kissed him.
"Father, I have sinned."
The son began, but the father interrupted.
"Quick, bring the best robe, put a ring on his finger, and sandals on his feet. Prepare a feast, for this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found."
Meanwhile, the older brother was working in the fields. When he heard music and dancing, he asked what was happening.
"Your brother has returned and your father is celebrating,"
a servant told him. Furious, the older brother refused to enter. When his father came out and pleaded with him, he said,
"I have served you faithfully all these years and never disobeyed. Yet you never gave me so much as a young goat to celebrate with my friends. But now, this son of yours returns after wasting everything, and you throw him a feast?"
The father gently replied,
"My son, you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate because your brother was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found."
As Jesus finished speaking, the crowd was silent. Some wiped tears from their eyes. The Pharisees looked at each other, their faces tense with disapproval. But among the sinners, hope burned brightly, for for they realized that no matter how far they had strayed, God was always waiting with open arms.